please consider joining us on our website. You'll have access to Interesting Minds, crime series, and a tutorial so you can see how I do it. I can't guarantee you'll figure it out, but I will teach you how I see people. I did think this was a weird place to sit there and do a summit. Vietnam. It's just odd. We lost a war there. Those people really don't like us. Oh, we're friends now. I've got a bridge for sale. So in this instance, Trump gives him a head nod as soon as he sees him. On the out, Kim comes out kind of fast, just speedily walks up to their little marker lines, which is different from last time. You're also seeing on Kim, no fear. He's much more relaxed. That stress in the face where everything is so tight. I know he's kind of chunky, so it's hard to see. But prior, the skin didn't move because the muscles were tight under. Now we're seeing a much softer face. Trump is still treating him just like he did at the first one. He hasn't cued in yet that something is different. But the jolliness, and I think right there you see on Trump's face, he's realized something's different. He's joking back. Kim's got jokes now. The mind is a little stronger, which instantly should tell you I am not dealing with someone who's going to give me. They've come to negotiate. That doesn't mean that it's lost at this moment. It just means that the individual now has changed from I'm here to explore, experience, to now I'm here to negotiate. I'm watching, I'm paying attention, and I'm standing on the platform that we discussed prior to me coming here. I'm here to negotiate.
Mr. President, what do you hope to achieve in your talks with the chairman?
I think they'll be very successful. Great relationship. I think they're going to be very successful. We look forward to it. We go to it.
See, he's looking and listening. I'm going to assume he's been brushing up on his English.
Have you walked back at all on denuclearization in North Korea?
No. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. President, are you going to declare an end to the Korean War, sir?
We'll see. Thank you. Thank you all very much. You're coming.
He's also not watching Trump as much as he did the first time either for cues on where to walk. Again, this is a change.
마치 환상 영화의 한 장면처럼 그렇게 보는 사람들이 있을 거라고 생각합니다.
Because there are people who are welcoming this meeting. There are people who have remained skeptical about this meeting, but I'm sure that all of them would be watching the moment that we're sitting together, side by side, as if they're watching a fantasy movie.
And he's got jokes. He's also anchored himself on that table. He's not in that slouchy version that he was in. You are going to see that he struggles, probably from his weight, lack of exercise. He did it last time too. He breathes really hard. He walks and he breathes really hard. So you have to look at that as that is his norm. He's always going to have those symptoms and that body language for that struggle. And then you see that so he starts to talk and his head goes out away from Trump. He's got his own jokes. So he's not leaning, he didn't swing towards Trump as in, I need your approval for my joke. Does the audience get it? So again, another change. I'm here to negotiate. I'm no longer distracted by the outside world. And then we see a shift in the body as he starts to face the press more.
이것을 보여줄 때가 됐다고 보여줄 때가 와서 이렇게 마주 걸어서 여기 베트남 하노이 와서 이틀째 지금 저 훌륭한 대화를 이어가고 있습니다.
So we have made a lot of efforts so far, and we thought that now it's time for us to come to Hanoi, sit together, and then have this wonderful dialogue.
오늘도 역시 훌륭한 최종적으로 그런 좋은 결과가 나올 수 있도록 모든 노력을.
He's also very comfortable now in hesitating when he speaks. He's like, oh, okay, I'll just let the brain think, what am I going to say? And then I say it. That's okay. A lot of people, when they get that fright, especially him in the beginning, is afraid to stutter, afraid to have a pause. 1 or 2 times stuttering is not the end of the world. And a calm person will realize that. thinking about what's going to come out of your mouth is not the end of the world. It just means you're choosing your words carefully. The mind is thinking. It's approaching this in a negotiative way.
And let me assure you that I will do all my best to bring a good result ultimately today. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Chairman Kim, and it's great to be with you again, and I'm sure over the years we'll be together a lot, and I think we'll also be together after the fact, meaning after the deal is made. We had very good discussions last night at dinner, and the pre-dinner was very good, and there are a lot of great ideas being thrown about. I think very importantly, the relationship is, just very strong. And when you have a good relationship, a lot of good things happen. So I can't speak necessarily for today, but I can say that this.
All right, he's talking about relationships. The relationship's very strong. He's been practicing his English because he's reacting at appropriate times. And he's come in, closed into himself. Something about a relationship being strong apparently makes him uncomfortable and guarded. You can speculate.
A little bit longer term and over a period of time, I know we're going to have a.
And then you see the thumbs tapping each other. The brain is engaged. I just wanted to show you this one, how chatty he is this time. Again, I'm beating this dead horse, but again, this is not the same Kim that was distracted. This is one that's here to negotiate.
뭐 기자들 이렇게 많이 궁금해하는데 간단히 기자들한테 한마디 해야 되건 되겠습니다.
They seem to be very much, a lot of questions that they seem to have. So, do you want to say something?
내가 가깝게 몇 마디 말씀드리겠습니다.
So maybe I'll
And again, he's actually speaking up. He's speaking up. You actually hear him over the clicks of the damn photos.
우리 30분 시간 동안에 아주 또 흥미로운 이야기를 많이 했습니다.
And he's just Mr. Chattybox. If anything, Trump should have figured out, especially at this dinner, that this was not going to be a cakewalk, that he was not going to get pretty much what he wanted at all. Which I would prefer him just say, okay, well, when you want to negotiate for real, I'll come back. I prefer that scenario. I do think he made the right decision to leave. Do I think that influences the China trade agreement in any way? No. Remember, the relationship between North Korea and China is very, very tight.
Well, thank you very much. I want to begin by thanking the Prime Minister and President of Vietnam. We're in Hanoi. It's an incredible.
Well, that's very telling. So I don't really see Pompeo get antsy. First, he had his arms in front of him. Then he dropped them uncomfortably by his side. Now he's going even further. He's going to dig in his pockets to hide them. So we're in hidey mode. Uncomfortable. Yeah, this is after it failed.
On North Korea, we just left Chairman Kim. We had a really, I think, a very productive time. We thought, and I thought, and Secretary Pompeo felt that.
We thought, and I thought, Pompeo felt, and he turns over towards Pompeo.
It wasn't a good thing to be signing anything. I'm going to let Mike speak about it. But we literally just left. We spent pretty much all day with Kim Jong-un, who is.
And that's a little bit different, too. Kim Jong-un, who. Yeah, I think this one stressed him. And whenever you see somebody go off the norm, it's usually a sign of stress. He's kind of dazed and he's not really focusing on anything. He's just Kim Jong-un. He gives Pompeo the felt button. It kind of reminds me, you go in thinking that you're going to get one thing, and then you look around and you go, yeah, this paperwork's been filled out before I even got here, and it has nothing that I wanted. It's like selling a house. And you find out that the selling price is about $100,000 less than what you thought.
He's quite a guy and quite a character, and I think our relationship is very strong. But at this time, we had some options, and at this time we decided not to do any of the options, and we'll see where that.
Now, he's not being deceptive on the relationship. He's staying in that same kind of tone. It's kind of like a relationship develops. First you meet someone and you get the initial meeting. And then as it grows, they become more comfortable. So nothing really has changed, but you're seeing how domineering or how strong they can be. Something you already knew they could be, but now you get to see it firsthand. There's not that honeymoon phase anymore.
But it was a very interesting 2 days. And I think actually it was a very productive 2 days, but sometimes you have to walk. And this was just one of those times. And I'll let Mike speak to that for a couple of minutes, please.
Yeah, there's tension between these two. I'll let Mike speak to that, and he brings the mic down and doesn't look at him. Tension is there. You can speculate.
Thank you, Mr. President. We had been working, our teams, the team that I brought to bear, as well as the North Koreans, for weeks
That might be it. Pompeo worked really hard for this negotiation. He thought he knew what was going to go down. Yeah, it wasn't everything that you wanted. It was $100,000 less. But come on, we made 50.
try and develop a path forward. So at the summit, we could make a big step along the way towards what the two leaders had agreed to back in Singapore in June of last year. We made real progress, and indeed we made even more progress when the two leaders met over the last 36 hours. Unfortunately, we didn't get all the way. We didn't get to something that ultimately made sense for the United States of America. I think Chairman Kim was hopeful that we would. We asked him to do more. He was unprepared to do that, but I'm still optimistic. I'm hopeful that the teams will get back together in the days and weeks ahead and continue to work out. It's a very complex problem. We have said since the beginning that this would take time. Our teams have gotten to know each other better. We know what the limits are. We know where some of the challenges are. And I think as we continue to work.
Yeah, something happened between these two. Something in this deal, or what they thought, and I'm talking about Pompeo and his team, I guess they thought would mow over with Trump much better. They're both looking, something has distracted them at that moment. I don't know what it is. Usually Trump's pretty good at ignoring the insanity in the crowd. Usually you'll see with Trump when he's in somewhat agreement, it's like, yeah, you tried your best, or we got close, but oh well. He'll give like a reassuring smile. He'll nod. Something. He's dancing like he did when he was with Clinton on the debate stage, and there is no smile in that face. Welcome to government. If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.